We are here building reef prisms, and this is actually an element that's a component of a living shoreline. We've used these in other parts of the state, but here it's going to be part of a living shoreline adjacent to a seawall over at McNabb Park. And these actually will provide, hopefully, artificial substrate for oysters to improve water quality and improve habitat. There's lots of different materials that can be used as a component of a living shoreline, but in the past, a lot of those were made out of, or at least partially made out of plastic. We're trying to move away from plastics. We know that microplastics in the environment and macroplastics, not a good thing. So we developed an alternative material that's actually using a jute material, which is the same material, it's natural fiber used in burlap, but this is a looser mesh, and we embed the jute in that cement, and that hardens it basically, and then form that around something we call a prism. So it's a material that has lots of different types of forms that it could take. In this case, it's reef prisms, but the raw material is also being used in a panel form that can be used for oyster recruitment and restoration of oyster reefs that are offshore.
Today we're out here at the McNabb Park Living Shoreline. We're installing our living shoreline here for the city of Cocoa Beach. That shoreline consists of a few different items. We have mangrove planter boxes, oyster gabions, oyster prisms, and then we also have rhizolyth islands. They're all going to support oyster growth, mangrove growth out here, as well as some grasses. Oyster reefs are one of those key items that are typically used to remove nutrients and pollutants from the Indian River Lagoon. It's said that one oyster can filter anywhere between 30 to 50 gallons of water per day. So as you can imagine, when we have thousands out here on our shoreline, that's a lot of water that's being filtered, a lot of nutrients and pollutants that are being removed from the water. Also, the mangroves are going to add kind of a beautification aspect to our living shoreline area. Those mangroves also utilize the nutrients in the water. As they're growing larger and larger, they'll continue to take up more nutrients and help clean the water that way as well.
This is a very innovative project here at McNabb Park. We're in a little bit more recruitment limited area, meaning there's not quite as many baby oysters in this part of the lagoon, but we do believe that they have been here in the past. And so they're trying 3 different methods to bring oysters into these materials. A number of them are getting oyster spat settlement in an aquaculture facility. Some are having barriers placed around them, and baby oysters will be released right into those barriers. And the third way is that we have some oysters that were grown in the lagoon and are a little bit of a larger size that we've moved here and are getting placed in the gabions. So we have older adult oysters and new baby oysters that are all going to go onto this project.
We're very excited to call this a plastic-free living shoreline, meaning that we don't have any type of plastic. Everything we're doing here is made out of either recycled materials or renewable materials, or those that will not cause microplastics in the water. We're also implementing mangrove planter boxes, which we're very excited about. It's kind of a Cocoa Beach original. We haven't seen these anywhere else before. They're basically these boxes that we filled with oyster shell. We made them out of a wooden frame, wrapped that in some metal wire and lined that with that jute material, and then we planted the mangroves in them to hopefully establish some type of mangrove growth along our seawall. Everything that we used to build those mangrove planter boxes, we bought at a local home improvement store. So hopefully, if this is a successful method, this is something that perhaps a homeowner could implement along their seawall or their property.
This project is being done in conjunction with several other projects in the area, and just like those projects are working together to help save the Indian River Lagoon, we have a lot of community partners that are working together on this project. The City of Cocoa Beach is the lead on the project, but we also have involvement with the Save Our Indian River Lagoon program, the Department of Environmental Protection, St. John's River Water Management District, the National Estuary Program, the Tourist Development Council, University of Florida IFAS Sea Grant, Brevard Zoo, Marine Resources Council, and FIT, all working together on different aspects to support this project.
Really interested in trying to find ways to enhance these shorelines, and developing a material like this in the form of these reef prisms is a tool, but it only works if we have lots of willing bodies to help us make them. It's pretty labor intensive, but it's something easily done by volunteers. And so it's really rewarding to see groups of people want to come out and make them. It's even more rewarding when we see those go into the water, and even further when they start actually recruiting an environment of oysters, and then they start filtering water, and we've kind of now, helped really the environment make a difference.
I've been volunteering for these projects to help the Indian River Lagoon, specifically the Banana River, which is my backyard. It's really great to see a group of people come together for projects such as this. It's a good community thing that's going to accomplish something.
We've had our whole city come together to make this project possible. I mean, out here today, we have our fire department, we have our public works staff, we have our stormwater staff, we also had our water reclamation staff out here this morning, and a number of other departments have helped us. So I think getting as many hands in this as possible so that it's not just, you know, our project, that it's everybody's project, it belongs to the community. So hopefully we can make a big difference and filter some water. Hopefully we'll start to see some improvements there and the community will benefit from that.
Community members can also get involved with projects like these. One way is to get involved with the building portions of the project through organizations like the Brevard Zoo's Restore Our Shores. If people don't want to get wet and dirty but want to get involved, they can go to lagoonloyal.com where they can find simple actions they can do around their home and their everyday lives to reduce the nutrient pollution inputs to the Indian River Lagoon.